It's fall, y'all, and with the return of fall comes the return of the Pumpkin Spice Latte. We tend to get one every year, sort of like a symbolic change of seasons. Plus, they're just general. If you like sugar, they're pretty awesome. So what we're going to do today is a shirt that is fall colored inspired, but also latte inspired, maybe, if I can pull this off. So the fold that we're going to do is a pleat, but I'm going to do a pleat, not up the shirt like the last one. The last pleat that I did, it's going to be across. You'll see in just a second, but I'm going to pleat the opposite direction. So this is going to give us horizontal lines instead of vertical lines. Now at the very top of the shirt, I want to leave room for whipped cream. So that's going to be white. Now it sometimes is a challenge to keep white where you want it. So once we get to the point where I'm folding and rubber banding, I'll pop back in and I'll show you how I think I'm going to be able to maintain the little whipped cream top on the shirt. So I'm going to get this folded up and then we'll talk about colors and all the things. Okay, so here's what I was trying to say as I was rambling there. In the pleated rainbow video, we did a pleat that started at the bottom of the shirt and worked our way up, right, accordion fold all the way up. And when you dye that in bands, you end up getting vertical lines. We're going to do the opposite today. I'm going to fold it from this middle of the shirt towards the outside. Now this shirt is one sleeve folded into itself. This makes it much easier to fold. I could do this with the entire shirt, but if I did that, it's going to get real long and the fabric is thin, and it's just much easier to do a pleat in this format. So let me get this pleated up. Okay, that was actually kind of a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. And this isn't even a particularly big shirt. This is just a size large shirt. And with all this length to go down, it took, it was a little bit of a challenge to get these pleats nice. And yeah, so take your time. I'm going to have to speed that way up. Yeah, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rubber band this up, and then we're going to talk about the colors that are going to go down and how they're going to go down. Okay, so clunky is maybe not the right word, but it's not the right word. These long pleats with this much length in them, you gotta take your time and just sort of be prepared for stuff to go a little bit wonky. If you had the perfect size rubber bands for the thicknesses as it changes, that would have gone a little nicer, but I still actually think this turned out okay. So two things. I'm going to introduce a new technique on the channel. It's not new to tie-dye, obviously, but because I am very new to tie-dye. This is called senu, and it is artificial waxed string. And in order to maintain the white that I want to keep at the top of this shirt, if I were to put a color right next, let's say that this rubber band is where I wanted the white to be. So this is white and this is a color. If I put a color there, a lot of it is going to bleed up into the white area, and we can sort of prevent a lot of that with senu. So I'm going to tie a bunch of the senu around a line, and you pull it really tight, and that'll create a barrier that the dye doesn't necessarily want to go past. And I'm also going to wrap the white in plastic wrap to prevent little spray from ending up on the white area as I'm going through and doing the colors. So here are the colors that I've chosen for, like fall colors. And I want to go from darker to lighter colors, moving up the top. This is the top of the shirt, and then leaving white on the top. So this is going to be 5 sections. So right now I'm trying to figure out how far down I want to wrap the sinew to make the whipped cream topping right on the pumpkin spice latte. So I think I might go, yeah, somewhere around here. I'm going to wrap sinew, and I'm going to show you that right now. So you can see that I'm pulling pretty tight, and this sinew sort of cinches down on itself, and because it's wax, it grips itself. So the more of this that you do, the stronger of a boundary you're going to create, where the dye from the adjacent section is going to be hindered from crossing into the area that you want to keep white. And there's still a pretty good chance that some is going to get through, but the tighter you make this, and I guess the wider you make this, the more likely you're going to get to keep the white that you're looking for. All right, so now let's sort of block these off with the 4 other colors. So something like that's about the halfway mark. Okay, cool. So I'm going to get some colors on this next. I'm going to change the setup so I can do it in a tote. It'll be a little bit cleaner. So actually, we have a little bit of serendipity because of how long this t-shirt is. I'm actually going to be able to keep the white section elevated above the rest of the areas, and I'm thinking that's also going to help to create a stronger boundary to keep this section here white. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from this side down, and it's going to be the darker colors at the bottom and then progressing up to the lightest color and then white right up here. I think this is going to work, I hope. This looks pretty cool, actually. You know, it's inspired by the PSL, but I mean, if you just think earth tones look nice, I think this is going to be pretty sweet. So next, we're going to flip it over, do the same thing, and then I'm going to try and figure out how I'm going to get this tote closed. Yeah. You can sort of see right here. Yeah, you can sort of see it. I can definitely see it. There is a hard boundary there, so I think this is going to protect the white pretty well. Uh-oh, better get rid of that before I accidentally transfer this. So now I need to find a way to orient this so that I can get it closed up, but I'm still going to keep this little edge elevated. Actually, I think I might just be able to squish it down. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be able to squish it down. This looks pretty cool. You never know what to expect. A lot of times in tie-dye, people, they're trying to avoid brown, but that's maybe the kind of brown that you're not intending to have, right? So like if you butt green up against red, which I've done in a video, it creates a little bit of brown, and that may or may not be what you're looking for. But if you lean into browns, I think this is going to look pretty sweet. So we'll wait until tomorrow and see, pop it open together, and we'll hope that most of this white stays white. All right, here we are. It looks like this is going to work. So you can see at all the different color boundaries here, there's bleed through, obviously, there's bleed through here. But at the white boundary, where I've tied sinew, only a little bit of color has spilled over, and I still think that's going to turn out okay. So I am going to cut the sinew, because this is once you've sort of cinched it down, this is not gonna unwind easily. So I'm gonna cut the sinew, I'm gonna unrubber band it, and then we're gonna pop it open, and that's the best part. And let's see if I sort of pulled off the theme that I was looking for. Okay, this looks super cool. Yeah, the white flashes, I didn't know what to expect, whether or not they were going to be there, but I like the way that they look. So the concept of this, as I was sort of discussing in the front half of the video, is that this is sort of fall themed colors, but also styled after a pumpkin spice latte, right? So if you're thinking about a coffee cup, right, this is the bottom of the cup, and the colors are sort of, you know, a little bit of a progression of darker to lighter, and then on the very top is what I'm calling whipped cream. I think it actually looks kind of cool. So these little spots right here are very interesting, but I think I'll do is I'm gonna pop it open all the way so we can get a little better look at it. Oh yeah, this is killer. I didn't know exactly what to expect with the white on the top. I thought it might look a little bit out of place maybe, but I don't think it does. I think this looks cool. Now obviously it's not screaming pumpkin spice latte, but wow. Oh yeah, this thing is awesome. Okay, well, I guess we'll wash it out. I think this is not gonna change a ton. It'll get a little lighter like they all do, but this turned out wonderful. And the top looks great. So some pictures, and thank you for watching another one. I really appreciate it. You know, people are coming back, and I think that's super cool. It's real fun for me to sort of see the comments and such. So if you want to give it a like, that'd be great. If you want to subscribe too, that's cool. If not, I get it. But I'll pop in some pictures, and then we will see you on the next video.